So, picture this. I worked for my local council, managing projects within the catchment zone of a river. Sounds pretty chill, right? Well, it was, most of the time. My office wasn't even close to where I actually worked. I only needed to pop in occasionally, which was a lovely bike ride through the countryside. When I applied for the job, I was upfront about the remote nature of my role. They told me right off the bat that I wouldn't have access to work vans and that I could work from home with just a few office days. Perfect. I was totally on board. But then, everything changed. Not long into my job, a new council leadership came in, and they were dead set against remote work. They believed that everyone was more productive in the office. I got this email one day saying, "You need to check in at the main office every single day." Wait, what? I immediately thought, this isn't what I signed up for. I arranged a meeting to discuss my situation. I explained my role and how most of my work was far from the office. I even pointed out that I could only comply with their new demands if I had access to a work van, which I didn't. But guess what? They turned my meeting down. No discussion. Their policy was clear. All staff had to start their shifts at the base office. Frustrated but determined, I decided to make the best of it. It was summer after all. I thought, if they want me to check in at the office, I'll take my bike and enjoy the ride. So I strapped on my helmet, hopped on my bike, and set off on my daily adventure. The office was a lovely 16 miles away from home. The ride took me about an hour and 15 minutes. I'd get to the office, find a desk, and handle my morning admin work. But then it was back on the bike and off to the actual sites where I needed to be. I would squeeze in about an hour of work, grab a lunch break, and then do another hour before cycling back to the office. At first, the 60-plus miles a day was intense. I mean, I was fit, but wow, it took a bit to get used to that kind of distance. The route was mostly flat, which helped, but still, my legs were burning. I did take the bus a couple of times, but it was a hassle. 2 buses each way, one that stopped at every little village, and another that was a bit quicker but still took ages. So in the end, biking was the way to go. I embraced my new routine, relishing the freedom of cycling around in the beautiful summer weather. I mean, who wouldn't want to get paid to ride a bike all day? But here's where it got really interesting. A couple of months in, I received some inquiries about my work performance. There were accusations flying around, claiming I wasn't getting anything done. I stayed calm and collected, reminding them of my contract and the directives I'd been given. Eventually, they realized that I was simply following orders. I wasn't slacking off. I was doing exactly what they told me to do. I was then quietly informed that I could consider my base wherever I worked out in the field, not just the main office. And just like that, my summer turned into an incredible cycling journey. I had successfully navigated their ridiculous policy while still getting my work done, and I was having a blast doing it. So, let me ask you, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to comply with an unreasonable request? How did you handle it? Drop your stories in the comments below.